So far we've created our KPIs, we've created our trend analysis between income and expenses. We have our line charts, and then we have over here our various top five lines. Okay, now let's look at what we have as the final product. So over here in the final product, this is what we have. And then what we want to achieve, okay, is something close to this. Now, there's one more thing I want to add to what we currently have, which are conditional bar formats. Okay, so let's select this. Let's come to home. Okay, under conditional formats, we're going to come to data bars, right? And then we'll come to more rules. Good. And here, we're just simply going to change the color to our green, custom green over here. Okay. And then we're just going to click OK. And we have something like this. This just adds to the flavor of the chart. It's not in the original dashboard, but then let's just do this. So we'll do this over here. We'll come to home as well. Come to conditional formatting, data bars, more rules. Okay. And then we're going to change this to our red. Hot red. Just going to click OK, and we have something like this. Okay, so this just adds to the flavor of our chart. This makes it much more nicer, much more appealing. Okay, so now we've done and put this in place. Now what we want to do, like I said in the previous video, is to make this cumulative. Is that okay? So for bank balance, we want it to what? To be cumulative, right? So we'll come to dashboard calculation, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add a new measure that cumulates our amount field. Okay, so we'll come to per pivot, we'll come to measures, come to new measure, and in the measures table, we're going to create a cumulated amount column. So cumulated amount. Is that okay? Good. Now over here, we're going to simply say we want to cumulate this based on the month selected. So we need to create a variable. So variable, we say selected month, selected dates, right? So selected date is equal to max calendar dates. So we have calendar dates. Good. So this is a variable we've created. We're just going to return this in our calculate function. So calculate sum GL amount. Okay, close brackets, right? Sum GL amount. Okay, so where calendar date is less than or equal to, then we have our selected amount or selected date. Close brackets for our calculate. Let's test this out. It's working, that's fine. So number, whole number, 1,000 separator, then we click OK. Good. So we have this. Now, what's happening is that you realize in January we have 4,000, February repeats, so on and so forth. Here, we are getting 30,000 throughout. And it's not wrong. The reason why this is happening is because we have multiple years inside our data. Okay, so if we filter this by a particular year, so I bring here over here. Okay, I'm just going to filter this by 1 year. So I'll take out 2016, leave it 2025. Good. And then you see it works as you expected. You see, so as you go down the months, it sums throughout. You get it? Good. So this is working as we expected. Now, what we want to do is if we are selecting a bank statement line, like for instance, cash, which is bank statement, we want to use this column, that's cumulative amount, right? But then if it is an income statement line, then we are okay using the normal one. That's why we brought the bank statement over here. Is okay. So let's look up the kind of statements. I'm going to type over here XLOOKUP. Okay, I'm going to select bank statement. And then I'm going to click this. Okay, so function F4 to lock this, and I'll change this to 10,000 to go all the way down. And then I'm going to select, hold on, I need to actually bring this is the results. So bring this here, good. And then I select this guy as my results. Okay, function F4 and change this to 10,000. All right, I press enter and I have bank statements. Good. Okay, so now that I have this in place, I'm going to tweak this formula to say that if, right, if it turns out that this is bank statement, right, I want to tweak the result area. So I'm just going to bring an if statement where the result is supposed to be, which is here. I'm going to say if what I have over here, let me log this. Equal to bank, sorry, it's equal to balance sheet. Let's say bank statement. Balance sheet, right? I want you to take this guy. Oh, what did I just do? If this is equal to balance sheet, I want you to take J. So J2 to J1000. We need to log this. Otherwise, give me I2 to get. And then we close our bracket this way. Enter. I'm getting an error. Okay, this is start. This is 10,000 or 1,000. Okay. Enter. Good. Copy done. Good. So now when you come to your dashboard, yes, we have what we want. You see, so now the bank is actually what's cumulative, right? If we switch this to a non-bank account, so let's say outpatient services, this shows you the actual month-on-month valuation. You get it? But for bank and for balance sheet lines, what we want to see is we want to see the cumulative. You get it? So month-on-month, what has been the performance? Do you get it? That's what we are looking out for. Good. So now it's working as we expected. Fantastic. So now what we want to do is we've had our dashboard created. We have everything looking nicely. The only thing we are missing from the original, so let's go back to the original. The only thing we are missing from the original are the controls over here. Do you see that? So we are missing the controls. So we're going to come back here and we're going to bring in the controls. Good. So I'm just going to select this area, BCD, control 1, come here to fill. Okay, not fill, come here to border. And then I'm going to select this border line, change this to white and apply the border. Come to fonts, okay, increase this to 12 like we did for the other ones. Make this bold and then make this white. Click OK. So I have something like this. Is that okay? I think I would like to make E a margin between the two. So selecting E, I'm just going to press Ctrl D. Good. So that this becomes like a margin over here. Nicely. Okay, so now that we have this in place, I just want to type over here control or controls like this. And then we are going to create our slices. Is that okay? Now to insert the slices is very simple. All you need to do is come to insert, right? Come to slicer. Now, because we are using the data model, we will come to data model over here. And we're going to set the slicer on your 4 tables. So you click open. Good. Now, where are we taking our slices from? We are using the year and month. Okay, so I'm going to select year. I'm going to select what? Month name. I'm going to click OK. Good. So you have your year over here, and you have your month over here. Good. Okay, so this is where we want to get to. This is where we currently are. There's a lot of things we need to do, right? We need to format our slicer. Okay. Now, when you select a slicer, right, you will notice a new command tab that's available to allow you to do the formatting. Okay. So over here under styles, you see the available styles. Most likely you are not going to see the style you are looking for that fits your dashboard. So you need to basically create it. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate one of the existing styles, and then we're going to work on it to get what we want. Okay, so over here, let's just explore what we currently have. So over here, this slicer, this is what we have. You see, over here, it looks like it's invincible. It looks like it has no background, but the background is actually the same color as this. So we'll make the slicer's background this color. When it's selected, it's ash with the text being dark. When it's not selected, it just has a border, white border line around it, right? But the color is the same as this, and then the text is white. That's basically what you're going to do. And everything inside is white. There are no border lines around it. So we want to create something like this. Let me first pick the color of this once more. Yeah, just in case I don't have it there. Okay, so let's come back to our existing dashboard. Come here, select this, come to slicer, duplicate this guy, and then we can edit this. I'm going to call this my slicer. So these are the various components of the slicer. We don't need to edit everything, but then these are the various components. We have whole slicer, everything, the header, which is this section, right? And then we have item that is selected. These items are selected 2025, 2026 items, selected items with no data. Sometimes you've selected an item, but it doesn't have the data. You get it? Those ones. So how do you want to format them and so on? You don't need to format everything, but I will work on as much as possible. So whole slicer, select this, come to fill, more colors. I knew my color option will be available. Good thing I copied them. I'm going to paste it over here. Enter. Come to border. There's currently border around it. We don't want that. So we're just going to click none. Font, we're going to set this to white. Okay. So we currently have this. Good. Now, header, come to format. What I'm going to do is just going to make the header white. Okay. I can make the font 12 or maybe 11, right? And then bold in it. And I'm going to click OK. So item with selected data, come to format. Okay. We're going to leave the font as black because what we're going to do is we're going to put a fill, a dark gray fill over here. Okay. And then borderline, we don't need a borderline. I'm going to say no border. Okay, good. Now, select item with no data. We're not going to have select item with no data. So on select item with data, we'll come here, format. The border is going to be gray as is. The fill, we're going to leave the fill, we're going to make the fill the same as the background. So I'm going to paste the same hex code over there. The font is going to be white. Okay, and then is there anything else we need to do? Okay, for now, let's just click OK and let's see what it looks like. So it didn't apply. We'll come to slicer, and then this is our new slicer. That's my slicer over there. You click this, and you have this, right? Very neat. You get it. Maybe we want to change the line over here, the border line under the header. So we can right click this, come to modify, header, format, come to borderline over here, change this to white, apply it again, click OK, OK, and then we have this. Neat. Okay, so I'll come to slicer one more time, and under columns, I'll make this 2 columns, and I'll reduce this guy a bit. So if I select just 2025, you see 2026 is this way. If I select 2026, 25 is that way. As simple as that. Okay. Formatting slices actually really changes how your dashboard looks. Leaving it as original format is just not good. I'll come here and I'll apply this as well. I'm going to make this 2 columns as well. Good. So we have this in place. Is that okay? So now when I select anything, you see that the right format applies. The only problem is that my dashboard does not respond, right? So what we need to do is we need to come to dashboards. So what we need to do is we need to now report connections between our slices and then our pivot tables. So I'm going to right click on this, come to report connection. And when I click report connection, all pivot tables will be listed over here, right? Now the issue is I do not know which pivot table is what. Okay, there are some pivot tables that I do not want to filter with my slicer. I'll explain why. But first, let's name our pivot table so that it's easy to know who is pivot table 1, pivot table 10, so on and so forth. So we'll come to dashboard calculation. As good practice, you should always name your pivot tables. So I'm going to start from the very first one. Come here, pivot table analyze. I'm going to call this income. Press enter. Pivot table names take spaces, so feel free to name them with spaces. This is expense. I'm going to name this as profits. So P, and just name it P and L, like this. And I'm just going to name this cash at hand. So cash at hand. Good. So let's just see how the others go. They're all faring well. Good. Now I'll come here to income. So pivot table, I'm going to name this top 5 income, right? This is going to be top 5 expense. And this is going to be cash and bank accounts, right? Here, I'm going to name this income versus expense trend. And this is going to be selected account. Just call it selected accounts. Now, the reason why I said some of them are not going to be filtered is because if you look at this particular dashboard, for instance, or this particular pivot table, right? We have the months already filtering this. Do you get it? Now, if I select just January, I'll have only the pivot table showing January values. So my dashboard will just show 1 month, January. It will not be an active line. So for this particular visual, I'm not going to slice it by month, right? I'm going to leave this as is, but then I'll go and slice it by year. You get it? Because I already have month breaking it down. Okay, I can do the same thing for this, right? Make sure that I'm only slicing this by year, but not by month. You get it? So that I can see the various values for each month. Okay, good. When right-clicking this, report connection, and then I'm going to filter everything by the year slicer. Is that okay? So if I select 2026, you see everything gives me what 2026. If I select 2025, I have what 2025 values. If I select 2026, I have 2026 values. Good. All right. Okay. Now, when we come to months, like I said, not all of them will be filtered by months. Okay. So we have cash and bank, cash at hand, expenses, income. I'll filter this by month, by PL, but I'll not filter this by month, this and that. Click OK. Good. So if I select September, I can see September, which is comparison of this and this. I can see the values in September, right? But for this, I do not want to just have one dot because if I filter this by month, what's going to happen is that I'm just going to see a dot for September and it doesn't make any sense, right? As for this, it's okay to have just 1 month. Makes sense. Do you get it? Okay, good. So we can hold down Shift and then select multiple months like this. Good. And then we can see the trend over here. You can see all the visuals over here. Is that okay? If you want to do a multiple month selection without holding down shift, you can press this icon and then you can add multiple months as well. Good. All right, guys. So we'll draw the curtains here because we are virtually done when it comes to this side of our dashboard. All we need to bring is our name and then we are done. So we'll draw the curtains here. And then in the next video, we're going to start off with our statement. See you in the next video.